Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
That's fine. That's fine. So I wanted to make sure two things: to see what kind of camera you had, to see if we have a connection directly to the multi-box, where you can record the live debate directly, and that'll give you the same live feed that we broadcast out over the airwaves. And if we don't, I know that we will have a monitor there that you can shoot off a big flat screen TV monitor. But I wanted to make sure that you understood the capabilities of the press room, in case you hadn't been in one before, or you had concerns about what you'd be getting there. So do you have any questions about that?
No, I have no idea what I'm looking at until I get there that night, so.
Okay. Well, I can tell you there'll be a number of ways for you to get the live feed. And we have radio stations and other news organizations who will come in, and if they're wanting to pull clips, they'll plug into our mult box, and they'll take just clips from the live broadcast, or radio stations that will take our live broadcast from the mult box and simulcast it on radio. The mult box is connected directly to the satellite truck that feeds the broadcast out to the entire state, and that's the access that we give to press in the press room. There's a big monitor there and a mult box so that you can watch the debate as it's occurring live, see what's going out over the airwaves, and connect to the truck and what's broadcasting that event, so you have the capability of recording everything that's broadcast right from there. So I don't know what kind of camera you're using. I can't guarantee that there's connection on the mult box. If you bring your cables, we'll see if we have one, or if we have a way of helping you hook up. If you don't, you're more than welcome to shoot the entire broadcast off of that flat screen monitor. Usually we bring one that's in the neighborhood of 60 inches. And that's going to give you the best quality. If you can take it off the live feed, it'll give you the best quality video to record.
Well, actually,
that we see from our camera.
Yeah, the best quality would be for me to film this myself from a vantage point inside the auditorium. So that would give me the best footage, and that would be my footage, not your footage.
Understood, but there's no, and we'll sign a release if you need us to. There's no concern about you using our footage. News organizations and journalists excerpt footage all the time. It's fair use argument. We're a news organization. We certainly don't have any concerns about you using our footage. We do not allow videotaping in the venue.
You do not allow videotaping. You do not allow videotaping in the.
No, we do not.
Okay, so are you going to have me arrested if I'm inside the auditorium videotaping?
I will be there, sir. So when you arrive, if you want to meet with me, that would be great. As I said, we don't allow videotaping or photography of any kind during the actual live broadcast. It's a live broadcast that can be disruptive and also obstruct views for people. So
I'm not going. Yeah, I'm not going to obstruct anyone's view. I'm not going to be breaching the peace. So what's the violation of the law here that you would have me arrested for filming inside the auditorium?
No one's talking about arresting you, sir. I'm just asking you to follow our rules and our guidelines for live events, which is we do not allow photography or videography inside the press room, where you'll have full access to everything that goes out over the air. It gives you access to high quality video and angles that you wouldn't get otherwise. And most of our, I would say all of our media contacts, the other media organizations who share in what we do, use that as a rule. So,
yeah, well, I may not want to be segregated and discriminated against by being put in a room like a prisoner. So if you guys have problems with me standing in the back of the auditorium filming quietly, peacefully, you can call the cops on me that night and have me arrested, and I will go to jail peacefully, and then I'll take this thing to court, and we can have it out there, and I'll be at your meeting in October to challenge this rule. I looked over this rule that you sent me, and it's extremely discriminatory, it's arbitrary, it's capricious, these criteria that you're supposed to meet to get on the debate stage. So this completely shuts out anyone that's poor, anyone that's a minority that isn't connected to money. So I'm willing to go to the wall. Yeah, I'm willing to go to the wall on this, Justin. So
understood. The criteria is supported by law. In fact, there are a lot of legal rulings that have resulted in those criteria, allowed for those criteria. So there's a pretty extensive legal argument there in support of that, and it's, as I said before, not uncommon. In fact, it's pretty much standard among all broadcast networks, both commercial and non-commercial education.
Well, that's
you are free to pursue whatever course of action you'd like to pursue, sir. I'm not having that discussion with you and not arguing that point.
There's no argument. I mean, yeah, you guys have your rules, and I'm a free person, so I'm not a slave. So I'm going to do what I feel is necessary as a free person to stand up for the First Amendment. And the First Amendment doesn't mean that I have to go sit in a room like a prisoner at a public debate in a public venue.
I wouldn't characterize it as sitting in a room like a prisoner. You'll find that you'd be in great company there with all of the media that usually attends our events. There's usually a half dozen to a dozen.
Yeah, but see, Justin.
Or more, depending on the event.
Yeah, Justin, I'm also a candidate for this office, so I don't have to go be sequestered and put into a room. I'm also allowed to be in the audience as a candidate and as a citizen. So
you certainly are, sir, as a member of the public, but as I've said before, we ask that there's no videotaping, no.
Well, that's okay. If you or the parties want to have me arrested that night, it'd be the best publicity. I couldn't buy for that. I couldn't pay for that kind of publicity because I have no money. So if you want to have a congressional candidate arrested and have this go national, and then I get interviewed by CNN and Fox News, I'd be happy to do that. So I'm giving you a little heads up here what will happen if people try to have me arrested for silently filming a candidates debate in a public forum. So
understood.
Yeah. I mean,
your time.
Oh, definitely. Well, I appreciate you giving me some more information on this.
I look forward to meeting you. I'll be there, so just ask for Justin. You'll find me. I should be right there, either guiding people to their seats or somewhere in the venue just prior to the broadcast.
Okay.
45 when we allow for seating.
All right, that sounds good. Thank you for your help today. I hope you understand where I'm coming from. I'm somebody that has no money. I'm completely powerless, and I'm trying to stand up for all the little people of the world that get the short end of everything. So
I get that. I don't understand how giving you better access to video is denying you in some way access to.
Well, because it's my right. It's my right to be in the audience. It's my right to be in the auditorium. It's my right. It's every citizen's right.
Our right as a news organization and the organization that's put together this event to have rules governing what happens during that event. But it's,
well, you can make all the rules.
Denying you access to the live event. No one's denying you access to video.
No, but you're forcing me into a particular vantage point. You're forcing me to go into a room with everyone else and to be segregated from the audience. I'm also a member of the audience, so. And
understood,
yeah.
But do you feel like you're going to miss something by being in the media room?
Yeah, I have. I've filmed hundreds of live events, and I want the direct sound from the audio, from the audience in the auditorium. I don't have to rely upon a professional news organization to obtain my footage of this public event in a public place. I'm under no obligation to depend upon you guys to get my footage. And I'm not making any money doing this. I'm providing a public service, but I'm also capturing this event so that later on I can edit myself into the debate, since I was not didn't meet your arbitrary criteria for getting up on the stage and being part of this debate. So, because I can see your lawyers suing me if I take your footage and edit myself into it later on. I can see your lawyers arguing, oh, this isn't fair use, this is copyright infringement. So with my own footage, I don't have to worry about that, Justin. I don't have to worry about you suing me, okay?
Why don't you bring a release, sir? I have no problem signing a release, and I'm the person who signs those releases. So bring a release.
I'm not a notary, so I don't have someone there to notarize it.
My signature is binding. I can execute any document for IPTV. I have that authority.
Yeah, well, you're telling me that now, but yeah, you're telling me that now.
We can also have a witness present, but
I'm not a
using our footage from our broadcast.
Yeah, I'm not a litigious person, so if I was, I would have become an attorney, but I'm not. I just have a law degree, and I just understand that all these rules were written by lawyers, but this country is made for the common folk, and I've got my grandparents that they couldn't have run for this office and gotten up there on stage with all these rules that you guys have devised to keep the common people out of it. So I don't know how you can consider this a legitimate debate when 2 of the 4 candidates on the ballot aren't even invited. Yeah, 50% of the candidates are going to be there. Yeah.
The debate, Mr. Holder, and I don't disagree with you about this country being for the people. There's no argument you're going to find from me there, but you just said you weren't a litigious person.
Oh, I'm not.
I have respect for that and respect for your rights, but when you talk about arrests, suing us and arrest,
I never said anything about suing you. I never said that I would sue you. I said you guys are going to have me arrested if I decide not to go into the room. I said you will have to decide to have me arrested. You will have to call the police on me. I won't call the police because I'm a peaceful person. I'm going to be quiet as a church mouse sitting in the back of the auditorium if I decide to film from that vantage point. But if you want to bring the entire weight of the state of Iowa down on one guy that's got absolutely no money and no friends and nothing, by all means do it. If you want to try and destroy me, you can do that. But,
No one out to destroy you, sir. No one has that intention. All we're asking is for you to respect our rights to hold our event the way that
and I ask you to respect my rights under the First Amendment that are protected by the First Amendment. I'm a citizen journalist protected by the First Amendment, by freedom of speech and freedom of the press. I'm asking you to respect my rights.
No one's violating those rights or restricting your rights. Sir, you have full access in the press room to the broadcast material.
I'm not
you have access as a member of the public to the event if you want to sit and attend the event in the way that we have described.
In the way that you have described.
Further conversation is going to get us to a different place or a different understanding, and I don't want to spend a whole lot of time.
No, that's fine.
Arguing certain points. I just wanted to make sure you're aware that we have a way for you to get access to our video. It does not cost you anything. It is not going to create any copyright infringement issues. And that is the press room. And I know that you understand that and that you don't agree with that. I think.
No, Mike, you can't put a price on my freedom. So, and you can't dictate to me where I'm supposed to stand. You're not the law. So I mean, you may think that you are, but you're not. And if you have some policy, that's on you guys. That's not on me. So, if you want to. You guys do what you have to do next Thursday, and if I decide not to go into the room, then, you'll have to decide what you want to do to me. But I'm not going to resist anything, and I'll have my day in court if you guys decide you want to put me in jail over filming a congressional debate.
Understood.
Yeah. Somebody has to stand up for everyone. So.
I understand.
Yeah.
Have a good day, sir.
Hey, you too.
There's really any point to further discussion because I just obviously we are not going to arrive to any conclusions that.
No, I mean it's okay.
Satisfactory
Yeah.
to you and that fall within our guidelines.
Yeah, sure, I understand. Well, your guidelines should most likely be revised after this this campaign season because that these things. It's just there's no transparency in this process. There's no accountability. No one's accountable. I mean, you're pointing to a policy that I looked at that policy. There's no legal citations on it. There's no explanations other than here's our rules and you have to follow them. And but I see that Iowa Public Television has a board, and there's a guy from Council Bluffs here, the former Speaker of the House, Brent Segrist, is on your board. So. I've spoken to him numerous times in the last year, and I'd be happy to come up there and testify at the next hearing you guys have in October. So, and maybe we can get this. Maybe we can get this changed because if I feel if your name is on the ballot, you should be invited to the debates. There shouldn't be these extra undue burdens and criterias that. Are basically arbitrary, and they're based upon money. They're based upon money. And this country, it's not supposed to be about that. It's supposed to be...
They're based upon a criteria for newsworthiness, but I don't think that that's going to be a fruitful discussion either, sir. I think you have an opinion, and I respect your opinion. I don't necessarily agree with it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we need to belabor that disagreement.
No, that's all right. I'll come up there to your meeting next time you guys have one. So.
Understood.
Yep, I think it will be newsworthy though if you have a congressional candidate arrested. I think that will definitely be newsworthy. So. Definitely. Well, thank you for your time, Justin.
Appreciate yours too.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.